It's funny that we're doing a series on running a business because the last thing on my mind when I was in college was running a business. I was just finishing my business degree at the University of Washington up in Seattle. And in the last few quarters, I met up with one of my earliest mentors from college, Professor Alan Leong. And he was running an entrepreneurship class. I never thought about entrepreneurship really. I mean, I was working for somebody else and I was really into music and comics and movies and computer programming, just lots of different things. And he said, "Hey, Ben, I think you should join up with this entrepreneur class. I think you actually kind of seem like somebody that might be a great entrepreneur." Well, I like trying new things. I was interested in what they were doing. And so I went and joined up with the class. And the first assignment was to create a business. We had to build a business plan. We had to put together a team of other students and recruit people to be on the team. We had to come up with an idea for what the business was going to do, how we were going to make money, how we were going to market it, and the whole shebang, all start to finish. And the project was to build that business and be ready to launch it by the end of the semester. And so we got really into it. We were super excited. And so we put together this first business idea. It was an okay idea. Actually, probably not a very good idea at all. But the seeds of that actually became a really great idea. There's a business plan competition that the University of Washington puts on every year. And we decided, me and my partner, Russ Thornton, decided that we were going to take this student project that we were doing and enter it into the business plan competition for the whole school. And they also invited other schools to be a part of it as well. And we entered our business plan in, and we got selected to be in the top 100 plans. We couldn't believe it. This is our first try at making a business plan. And we had some cool stuff in there. And so then we got invited to go to the large auditorium on the main campus, and they had a one-day event where you would go in and you would pitch your business. And they brought in really famous business leaders from the Seattle area. At the time, this was like late 90s, early 2000s. And so there were executives from Microsoft and Chase Bank and all these like great companies that were up in Seattle at the time. Really big names, like people that you've heard of these days, came to the show. And we had a little table and a little backdrop that we'd set up, and we had a bowl. And what they did is every single person that came in that was invited, these executives, they would give them a stack of Monopoly money, and they would walk around and they'd say, "Okay, give me your elevator pitch." And you'd have maybe 30 seconds to get them excited. And they were pretty intense. They weren't exactly friendly. And they would ask you really hard questions, and you would just pitch. We got way better at pitching during that meeting. And we would try to sell them on our business, why they should invest in us. And then some would walk away, and other ones would go, "Tell me more." And then they kind of just stop you at some point and say, "Okay, cool." And they'd take some money and they'd give it to you. And then you'd put it in your bowl. And so you were just filling up your bowl with Monopoly money, and everybody's pitching, 100 teams in the room. And at the end of that event, when they closed the timer, then they went and counted up everybody's money. And whoever had the most money got to move on to the next round. And we got into the top 10 teams with the amount of money we got. The next level that we got into was the boardroom. And in the boardroom, you would go in. We had our little crappy, I had a compact laptop. It was like that thick. It was just hilarious how old the technology was these days. And I had PowerPoint on it, and we'd put together a PowerPoint deck of our business plan. And you would have I think it was 15 minutes or 10 minutes to pitch to the boardroom, and then they would have like 15 or 20 minutes to Q&A you. And so we got in there, and all of these executives, they brought in, like, I think we had like 10 people in the room, and they're all kind of sitting there like this. And it's very, very disconcerting walking into that room as a little college kid that doesn't know anything, has never ran a business, against all these high power executives. And they're sitting there waiting for you to perform. And you do your pitch, and they're stopping you, and they're asking hard questions. And we felt like we got torn apart in the meeting because we didn't have answers for some things, and we were just trying to figure stuff out. But it turns out we did pretty well, and we ended up getting into the top 5 teams. I think we took 3rd place overall, and we won $50,000. Now, at first we heard that and said, oh my gosh, $50,000 is amazing. It was $50,000 in legal services from one of the top legal firms in Seattle. So it wasn't real cash, but we could use it to do legal things. So we incorporated the company for free. And then we did several patents with the attorneys, which are pretty expensive. We were able to put together patents around this idea. Those patents later became my first company, Venafi, which just recently got sold for over $1 billion. It's kind of crazy, but that was my first company out of school, and the original ideas and roots of that idea came from that business plan competition. We launched Venafi about 1.5 years later. It took us a while to raise money, to build the product, to get some customers, and we started hiring people. And I remember there's this special moment about 1.5 years, 2 years into it, where we had 20 employees. That was just crazy to me. And I remember thinking that day, as people were coming in the office, holy cow, none of these people would have a job here if we hadn't done all the work that we did to build this company. We created something from nothing, and something really special. And we now have high-paying jobs. A lot of families rely on this company. We're making their lives better. And I said, I can't believe what kind of impact I've made. It changed my whole view of entrepreneurship from, hey, this is really fun, it's cool to build companies, and I love new products and technology, to, wow, the why really is building a great business and creating good paying jobs for good people. That's one of the best things you can do in this world. Fast forward to JobNimbus today. Our company mission is really important to us. Make contractors heroes. And like we want to make contractors heroes, we also want to make our employees heroes. We feel like when you come to JobNimbus as an employee, you should be changed by the experience and be a better person on the other end and have your career goals be met. And just like we want to make these heroes for our customers and our employees, we found that we're helping our customers grow their businesses. And as they grow their businesses, they're hiring people just like we're hiring people. And so this great virtuous cycle that's super, super motivating to me because of my connection with seeing companies and being able to hire people and make their lives better. We're not just doing that for JobNimbus. We're helping our customers build their businesses better, which is causing them to hire people and create this great, beautiful network effect. Everyone has the ability to make a positive impact in the world. And what we're doing here at JobNimbus, I think, is making huge, huge impact. I love it. It's so motivating. And so when you say, what makes you a CEO, Ben? Well, honestly, it's a collection of all of my interests, my hobbies, things that I've gone and accomplished. Each one of those things I've learned from, and surprisingly, I've been able to take those learnings and combine them together to be a better CEO every day. Hey, thanks everybody for watching. Hit like if you like this content and hit subscribe if you want to see more of these videos. We're also doing a giveaway. There's a link in the description of some of my favorite things as a CEO that we're giving away to people. And if you're interested in learning more about JobNimbus, there's actually a link in the description. You can even set up a meeting with one of our reps to learn more and even get a live demo.